Hi, hi.
Hello?
Hello there.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I think we might be live.
Oh my god.
I think it's happened.
Hi.
Apologies everyone. I was really excited. I played some new mixes of the soundtrack, and the first one I played absolutely blew out the low end. I'm really sorry if you. I'm really sorry. I don't know how I. And then in my panic, I reached for VLC and ended up opening my emails, and then an email notification sound played. So I'm
Oh no.
sorry that happened.
The chaos.
But we're gonna live with it. Forever in the VOD. So
Only the real ones
I'm
will
hoping.
have heard it.
I'm hoping nobody's speakers were too loud at the time. I don't know how I didn't. Anyway, I've been doing music lately. I just exported that the other day.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, not that, Paul. Also hi. Not that the garden path now with added emails. Capitalism slowly creeping in.
Emails,
The
yeah, no
corporate
emails,
world.
just doves.
That's the if there was an April 1st, but it was during the fall, during horror time, I feel like that would be the horror update
We could do
of the
like
garden path.
what was like a really crappy PDA back in the day? I don't know. I'm trying to think of. There was probably some Intel lo-fi. Like what was the name of that Nokia Taco? The N-Gage or something. I don't know. Sorry, say the N-Gage is in the game. I'm just rattling
Just
off.
like a brick phone arrives in the mail and it just keeps beeping with emails.
Yeah. Notifications. The emails are just newsletters about seeds. To be fair, I do get newsletters about seeds. I wish they would stop. I get real
They're
real
menacing.
letters. I'm always hopeful that sometimes they
Oh.
put little packets of seeds as like
Like a little sample.
yeah, sample, that's it. And but they don't. I don't. These days, I think things. Things they've been squeezed. I think things are tight. So no more free seeds. Paddy keeping the YouTube chat alive. Just saying Pog. That's.
Oh, I didn't link the YouTube. That's my fault. I just searched Twitch in the YouTube search bar, and that would tell you how I should really be asleep right now. I don't know. Apparently, multiple people feel the same as me today, where it's just it's hard to wake up.
do
I
you
feel
think
like it's something, the moon or
I
something.
feel like that's the kind of thing that you'd say, and I think you'd struggle to find. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if you said that to a group of people, you wouldn't get someone like, actually, today I'm feeling really awake and really on it. Maybe you would, I'm not sure.
Well,
So
to
I
be
feel like you'll
fair,
get a few people.
yesterday I was on fire. Yesterday I had a great
Oh, there
day.
you go. So maybe you would, maybe you'd chime in.
Yeah, it would be me. Yeah, actually, I'm
That
not
would be
tired
you.
at all. I had 3 coffees this morning. I'm fine. Anyway.
So, environment stream, I think.
Rocks and stuff.
Well, I thought this could be Rockstream 2.0, but we could also do. There's a tree I was gonna draw. A kind of a. It's like an important tree to the story. I don't know if anybody. I think there was a bug in the game where people got a bit further than they were meant to, because you're able to like farm infinite journal pages, and so people are able to like hot skip the entire game. And so some people might have seen it, but the little blue seedling that you can grow. Currently, the game's sort of the story kind of ends there, but I do need to do the assets for the tree that eventually grows into. So we could do that, but originally I was thinking of doing like some kind of river rocks, if that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was actually
river rocks.
I'm pasting creator. I was actually in these. Ooh, is this new? Use local paste. Here we go. So I was actually here in the summer, and I was like, I'd drawn so many. It didn't look quite as pretty as this at the time, but it wasn't far off. And I realised how mossy all the rocks were, and I thought, I need to draw more, because we've currently got like there's this rock here, but they're not. They've got a bit of moss on them. but they're not super mossy. So I don't know if people wanted me to draw mossy rocks, but we could go down that path.
The people always
Um,
want to see mossy rocks.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Jamin Jazzy, did I say that right?
Love that. Welcome in.
Sometimes my monitor is very small, so I can't always read the text, but I'm hoping
I think you're right.
I think I'm spot on. But I thought I could also draw some some rocks protruding. This rock here is looking a bit more. Some sticks as well. Stick stream, could be stick stream. I don't know. Lots of possibilities. If you're into that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But absolutely. I don't know if anybody is here from Mastodon. I had a big because Mastodon's obviously had a bit of an uptick, and
Louis been on it all this time.
I have. I've been on there. Been ticking away the last 5 years, and so now suddenly the time is right.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome in if anybody is here from there. I don't know. Sometimes we do have people from Mastodon come in, but it just so happened. I think the Guardian did I think every single news article has had their little "What is Mastodon? And why is it getting big right now?" article.
Yeah.
And the Guardian had a screenshot of someone from my Mastodon instance who, if you then went onto that person's page, they had just done a Follow Friday, and I was in that Follow Friday, so I think I benefited from that. I think that's
fame.
part of it. Yeah, pure fame. So still not as much as my Twitter followers, but
oh yes, of course.
It's nice to have folks over there. And I do, some people accuse in Mastodon it's sort of seen quite. It's sort of looked down upon that people they'll set up like a thing that just automatically tweets their tweets. And I don't do that necessarily. I do tweet everything. I Mastodon everything manually. I do manual toots, and I do check all of them.
Organic dons.
Yeah, even though organic dons, even though it's the same, they are. I am checking.
That's my new status.
Yeah. As a metal fan, it's really confusing seeing Mastodon trending everywhere. I actually didn't know of the band until the social media came out, so I would Google it, and then you'd get all these stocky lads come up. So, so there's that too.
No,
Goes both ways.
That's my new status.
But yeah, I'm sure they were around first. Were they 90s? I'm guessing so, or maybe. Louis' vibe is so calm, like the garden path. Do you think? Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, the garden path is really like a self-portrait, just an environmental self-portrait.
Maybe. Maybe not a reflection of me, but maybe a reflection of the things I enjoy.
You know that there's a TikTok trend where it's just a sound going around where it's like, apparently the art looks like the artist.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that. Maybe we should do that one. But
so what would so I'd post.
would
it be? Is it
Alex
usually? Yeah, okay. Is it usually like not caricatures, but is it usually like character artwork?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I feel like it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
Because you know how people will describe their gender as like a waterfall or like, some sort of.
I've not heard of waterfall.
Well, not specifically a waterfall, but just like, my gender is, this shadow creature from a video game, or
Okay.
a garden gnome.
Oh, sure.
Personally.
Yeah.
So I feel like, the vibe could still be there even if it's not a portrait.
I'll investigate. I don't know what I would.
I'll find you an example
no
later.
Worries. Yeah, I generally don't do that. Sorry, I just noticed Sparrow. I don't know if that was. Did it block a link or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that was a link. I'm gonna try to.
Maybe was it .art?
Oh, has Nightbot? No, Nightbot is here.
Nightbot is here.
Maybe that's just I think that might just be Twitch settings. Because usually when there's a link in Nightbot flags it, it'll say, it'll be like a Duke Nukem quote. But I think with the stars, it's just Twitch. So
Okay.
interesting.
Wait, we have the Duke Nukem quote.
Oh,
Or-
okay. You just put a dot in there. No, the Duke Nukem quotes are just by default on Nightbot. When somebody breaks a rule, it'll yell out a Duke Nukem quote,
Okay.
like a randomized one. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I've enjoyed Mastodon.art. It's changed hands a few times. Maybe just once or twice. I'd be quite keen. I don't know. I've always thought about moving. I do like it though. It is a bit big. I know you're not meant to usually join the biggest. It wasn't as big when I joined it. I quite like sort of art adjacent things. As opposed to sort of art itself sometimes. I don't know. I think Mastodon might struggle with that with sort of single purpose instances, but then multi-purpose instances are also kind of like, you know, what's the draw to them, if you know what I mean. But you know, they do allow a lot of things on Mastodon. So they can't really. I was going to say something. I've forgotten what it was. Oh, we were talking about. Oh yeah, I was going to say I've never really done those. Like sometimes they do the thing where it's the grid of 9 or something, and then you kind of put your face in the middle of it. Do you know? Is it art versus artist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that kind of comes and goes, doesn't it? That's kind of.
It does,
people are often doing that one. I've never. I feel like a lot of them sometimes feel like an excuse to. I think people like excuses to share selfies sometimes, which is fine, but it's kind of not really.
Not really Louis.
Not really me.
Have the boy. He is very interested in going behind my monitors, but now he wants my coffee, so that's yeah.
Does it get warm behind your monitor? Is that why?
Yeah, it's a nice little cave because I have my roof obviously goes. It's an A-shaped roof, so you can kind of. So behind my monitors is like a very. It's not very tall under the roof, which is why I can't have big monitors at all. So he feels very secure there because you can't really get in from any other way.
I wish I had a little.
Nice little. It's warm too, yeah, like you said.
Behind a monitor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does my monitor get hot? Sorry, I'm reaching over. I don't think so. My TV gets hot though. I don't know if that's like.
Ooh.
Something to be concerned about.
Fire hazard.
Maybe. I think TVs do get hot though, don't they? I think it requires a certain amount of processing power. I might be wrong.
I guess also the thinner they are. At least that's what I've learned from having a very thin gaming laptop. Don't do that.
Yeah. I haven't needed to buy. I still use a ThinkPad from 2016. And I just play games that it can run. I play such. Then I feel like I haven't bought a game that even Elden Ring didn't need too much computing power.
Really?
But then I play like I don't mind 30 FPS. I know a lot of people like do or die behind that. So I kind of lock it to 30 and then just like. And that's okay.
I also enjoy locking my FPS to 30.
It just it winds me up when it's like increasing and decreasing. I'd rather just have it low all the time. I don't know if maybe like on the Switch, Garden Path might have to run at 30. I'm not entirely sure yet. We haven't done any tests in that regard. I'm curious to see how it performs because it's a lot of. But then I think what the Switch is good at is I think it's good at graphics as opposed to like CPU side stuff. I think, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think the Garden Path is quite heavy, really, on the graphical side, just because it's a lot of two-dimensional textures. which requires a lot more computational power than you'd think, actually.
No ray tracing in yet.
in the garden path was our last April Fools, wasn't it? I like the idea. I kind of like the idea of just like capping off computer graphics. Like we just we just decide one day, like it looks good enough now. Let's just
right. Where does it end? Really?
Yeah. I think we have hit a bit of a plateau. You know.
Yeah, because it's become like we've gone from wanting to look hyper realistic to becoming a bit uncanny, and then now I feel like it's more common to just go for a stylistic choice, which I think is the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
It's to like revert back into, you know, having a more interesting style instead of trying to be, because it just looks really boring if everything's really realistic and gray. It'll just be really sad.
It's definitely the trend in like 2008 or something, wasn't it? To make everything really brown.
Oh yeah, like Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Which, you know, was a cool game that had a lot of innovative features, to be fair. But
there was a renaissance where it was like the trend to make everything really colourful. I think we've gone past that as well. I'm trying to think of examples.
Yeah. What's next?
Wasn't long ago. Yeah, what is next? I don't know. But you know, Witcher 3 still looks really good, and that was like 7 years ago. You know, how much better does Cyberpunk look? I don't know. It does look better. I don't lie, but yeah, I feel like because we're kind of at a weird thing with like books and music. Like really sort of the idea of an album or a modern album sort of has only existed really for the last 70, 80 years. But certainly in terms of production, we've kind of hit a, you know, you can do kind of crazier production and electronic sounds, but in terms of sort of sound quality, we've kind of hit the peak. And so sort of the idea of what, you know, the possibilities of music, we've kind of hit that point. And I think we're kind of same with books as well. Like the medium of a book isn't going to get any better. It's always going to be a book.
Yeah.
And I think we're kind of coming to that point with games. Is my point.
Yeah.
Like you could play Super Metroid, or you could play Metroid, and it would feel like pretty difficult to play. But I reckon like Hollow Knight would be quite fun to play, even in 20 years. I might be wrong.
Ooh. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Should I have people keep yelling at me because I haven't played Hollow Knight yet, even though I have it on the Switch?
Okay.
So should I just prolong it even more and wait until 20 years from launch?
Yeah, maybe just to let us know.
Yeah, just you know, for the people.
For the people. I'm sure people. I'm sure you could still like play it and then, you know, having not played it in 20 years. Yeah.
Also, Austin, thank you for the follow. Welcome in.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Oh no,
I was rambling.
You were.
I'm a rambling man.
Yeah, you were in it, you
know. Coming soon, RGB books, just like a book, but it flashes neon lights every few pages. I suppose you could.
Have you ever struggled to read in the dark?
Yeah.
Well, now you'll just feel more tired because the flashing will really affect you.
This book is too easy to read. I'm getting through it too quickly.
The vibes are immaculate. Heck yeah.
I hope so. I hope
just
you're enjoying my
branches.
driftwood. Maybe I'll. It's quite fun to draw, actually.
Yeah, I think watching wood be drawn is pretty. I don't know. It's just something about the texture, you know.
Yeah,
you
it's
never
fun
know
to do.
where the next brush stroke is gonna really hit. You know.
Be like, whoa.
Whoa. Oh yeah, I mean that's how it feels.
Sometimes I might phone it in though. I'll just like, you know, like right here, you know, I drew a bump and then I just highlighted that bump. I was phoning it in a bit there. I'm sorry. I was playing to my audience. I'll try and do better next time. Whereas this sort of underlighting, this is a little bit more, you know, because I could have gone either way. I could have suggested that this area. Can you see my highlight? Maybe not. Maybe this area comes in. Oh, you can't even see that. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, there's
anyway.
a broken.
Eating up every second of this driftwood drawing. Good to hear.
Love that. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. I hope your time off is going swimmingly.
Oh, everyone's taking
Hope
time
you're
off.
sleeping. Yeah, Chris just Chris said, "I'm out, not lads, this week." No, and well deserved, to be honest. Not that you have to deserve time off to take time off.
I've never done the just taking time off and just like vibing at home. And I feel like I could really do with, I feel like I could do that.
Read a book, Louis.
Yeah, I should probably read a book.
Stop doing things.
I have actually taken the last couple Saturdays off, which is slightly unusual for me. That's not strictly true, actually. I was working on the music last Saturday, but that's more chill, and I didn't do too much of it. Which you're listening to now. I know Fern can't hear it.
No, I have had to settle for listening to Ichiko Aoba.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's an entire vibe as well.
That's definitely a vibe. Is that the one where there's one where they're like swimming through the water? Is that?
That's the one I'm listening to right now. You know, it makes me feel like I'm the driftwood, just floating. You know.
Definitely on the definitely should be on the listen. If there's a garden path listen list, maybe I'll do one of those.
Ooh. Wait, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I don't even care that I'm not. And I know that's not my job, but I will do it in my spare time anyway. Yeah, I've been really into making playlists lately. Mostly just to introduce Alex to hyperpop. But you know.
God, I struggle with hyperpop actually.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But I feel like whenever I say that, people are into hyperpop they get a bit of a rise out of it. I feel like I enjoyed it for like a week. I don't know. And then, I don't know. Stuff in the music channel on Discord is so varied. It is actually, I think we do quite well.
Yeah, for sure. Be the driftwood you want to see in the world. So true, bestie. Couldn't have said it better myself.
If I was a piece of driftwood, I have no idea.
It's hard to kind of grasp, I guess.
It is. What is the platonic experience of a piece of driftwood? The real driftwood is the friends we make along the way.
Chris is playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. I love to see it. I really want to see Chris's Valley, you know.
Wait, what?
What's he done? What's he done with it? Disney's new early access.
Oh, is it called Dreamlight Valley?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
Oh. You can decorate the entire world basically.
Oh, it's Scar.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, he just got added in an update.
Oh, guys, Goofy's in it.
Oh no, Louis gonna start playing. It'll get addicted. Like I lost like an entire week to Disney Dreamlight Valley when I first started playing. I was not okay. You could not have pulled me out of that game.
Confirmed. Guys, Buzz is in Dreamlight.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, Wally's in there. He's really cute in it. And obviously Remy from Ratatouille. He's very small, so whenever he runs around the world, it's kind of a task to try to find him when you need to speak to him for a quest or something.
I'll be honest, I'm not going to play it.
It's competition.
Yeah, maybe.
Down with the competition. No, it's definitely very different.
Buzz is in it. Oh, I was gonna say there's a there's a new shop in, I think it's like a chicken shop in Bristol that's like just called Goofy, and their logo is just Goofy, and everything they sell is Goofy themed. And there's no way they've got the rights to that.
Oh my god!
Isn't there? I don't think so anyway. But it's in like the trendy area of Bristol, so maybe as long as I feel like it's that kind of as long as nobody tells Disney.
Yeah, Disney's never been to Bristol, and maybe they never will.
Maybe they never will.
So, the real Driftwood is the friends we made along the way. Oh my god, just the quotes in the stream today. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just don't vibe with a game, and it's nobody's fault, I guess.
It's not okay.
But yeah, sometimes it's also just not the time. It's not you're not in the right mindset. You're not in the right, It depends. I feel like it also depends what you played before that. Maybe, like how if you ate garlic and then, well, not garlic, but if you ate something really strong and then you tried having chocolate right afterwards, it would feel kind of weird. Or, you know what I mean? I don't know.
So the answer is to play a load of really rubbish, really pants games. Get your expectations way low.
Mm-hmm.
And then play the garden path.
Starve yourself on good games, and then the wood is really it's really shaping up. We got the shadows and the highlights.
Oh yeah,
it's nice.
I did promise mossy rocks, so I will try and do that. Although I do need to add some moss to the driftwood. I don't think of a game I didn't vibe with recently, but I haven't played many. I think the only game I bought in the last maybe even 2 years was Elden Ring. I vibed with that. That was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very cozy game.
I remember I got Subnautica because it was free. This was a while ago now though. And I was really enjoying it, and then it was like you need to make a pipe, and I was just like I'm done. And then I vowed that there would be no pipes in the garden path.
No pipes. Just the no capes, but no pipes.
Yeah, no pipes. No conveyor belts, no pipes. But I've had a few people sort of say they're glad there's no crafting in the game because they're just really tired of crafting.
Yeah.
Which was kind of
crafting systems always feel a bit overwhelming for me, but then sometimes it's not so bad.
Oh yeah, if the game really, sometimes they just feel a bit shoehorned in, don't they?
Or like in MMOs, I'm always terrified of like the little jobs and extra stuff that like I can't handle the full-time job of questing, and a profession.
That's a whole different thing though, isn't it? Yeah. And then you get to level like 100 and then you realise your herbalism is still level 10 and you've got to like go back to the little forest with imps and stuff. And
I guess at least there's plenty to do.
Yeah. Keeps you paying your subscription.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had the itch to resub to Final Fantasy 14 actually. But I've been holding off. Maybe if I ever do take that week off, load into that. But I haven't played since 2017. I haven't played in 5 years.
Oh wow! So maybe you played when I also played when it was pretty early. Before they rehauled the whole thing.
Yeah, right? I remember they changed White Mage, and I really didn't like it, and that was part of the reason I left because my dude was a White Mage. Because the White Mage had this cool thing where you could swap between like healing and damage, and it was kind of this. There was just this interesting dynamic where you kind of had to constantly sort of play between both. But then they changed it and make sure. And there was like a cooldown, I think, on swapping between them. So you wanted to like you had to commit for a time. Then they changed it to just being at like on a timer or something. I don't know. I remember not. They really simplified it, and it was just a lot. But I feel like it took a lot away from it.
Yeah. I love how every time we stream together, we end up talking about MMOs in some sort of way.
Do you want to? I'm not proud of this, but I hit level 60 for the first time in World of Warcraft yesterday, and it was completely non-eventful. I was just watching TV. I'm just putting that out there. I've never done it before.
Well done, the classic cap.
And I just said that I would do it because I've made so many new characters, and I just wanted to like plow through because there's so many zones I just never seen, you know. And given it was this important game in my childhood, I've got to do it.
Takes a long time. I mean, some people go hard and just like crank out the levels, but
it is possible.
Back in my day, getting to 40 was a lot.
Yeah.
Oh. Also, hi Alex, welcome in. I mean, welcome back from wherever you went since the very beginning. Yeah. No worries.
What other game genres are there? Many.
Many.
You know, I used to love. You know, you had those RTSs as a kid, those Age of Mythology and stuff. Like, you just don't get them these days. Down. Stealth games. There's definitely a genre. Like
Dishonored.
Dishonored.
Stealth the game.
Stealth the game. The Hitman. I think. Is that more of an espionage game? I don't know. I've not played it.
No, because Hitman and Dishonored are equally as much of stealth games because you can choose what you want to do. Right? I mean, I guess in Hitman, if you get discovered, like, do you fail? I guess so, maybe.
I don't know.
Can't remember. It's been a while. Whatever genre The Witness is.
That's easy. That's a puzzle game. Has anybody gotten far in that? I don't think. I think everybody does what I did and just like you get to it.
Watch a video essay about how it's actually like, you know.
I keep meaning not to spoil it for myself because I've heard that it's quite clever, or at least the end. Like there's a because I remember the guy who made it. I forget his name now. Jonathan something. I think. He said, I can't remember now, but he was like, he wanted a moment. He wanted a game where there was a moment where you looked at the entire island, and then what you saw suddenly made everything make sense. And then he built The Witness from that. And so I've really liked that, but I know I haven't still yet to find out what that is. Like maybe I can't remember, but nobody spoiled it for me because maybe one day I'll play it. I don't know. The OF. What's OF? OOF.
Oof.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was an acronym. My bad. There's an ending, a second ending. Complete the first blocked on the second because it was a timed run. On The Witness? The Witness has a timed run? God, that sounds awful. That sounds like an oof. I feel like the point of The Witness is that you can you just sort of kick back on a weekend and just crank some puzzles out. That's why I really liked
just crank them out.
The Talos Principle I think it came out at a similar time. I really recommend that, especially if you got anything out of The Witness. I think Talos Principle is much more playable, and it has a whole like philosophical thing. It's a time run for a specific set of puzzles. Oh god, that would give me anxiety. Do you remember the very first Pikmin game? You had like a certain number of days to do everything, and every time and there was just this constant ticking timer going down. God, that as a kid that stressed me out.
No.
I'm glad they got rid of it.
That's how I felt the first time I played Stardew, and then I realized that it was actually fine. But that I was just the ticking time. I was
Oh,
projecting.
what you thought? You thought there was like a limit.
Well, no, but you feel like you have to progress this and this much in a day, or like you have to make sure you.
I kind of thought that you did. Do not have to. I never got very far in Stardew.
You can kind of just do what you want, really.
Yeah.
But I guess when what you want is to do the very best you can, it gets kind of. But then when you let go of that, it's nice, because you have years. You could just keep playing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Somehow I still got a perfect year though, so that was nice.
Wait. I feel like maybe I've said this on stream before. I think I got to like the second year. I don't know why I stopped playing, to be honest. I think I struggle with games that kind of blur the line between relaxing and work, which is kind of exactly the games that Rachel likes, because she likes to be working. She doesn't like to stop working.
I mean, what about WoW? Doesn't that kind of...
Yeah, maybe it does. You might be right.
With the dailies and stuff?
Oh no, but I've never played like I've never
yeah.
played it past Cataclysm.
Yeah, no, you practice slow living in World of Warcraft.
Okay. I like in Final Fantasy 14 that like you can like become a weaver, and that you actually you do some weaving. Like I like that it's a whole thing, as opposed to in WoW your character just kind of stands there and does this with their hands, don't they? And it kind of a bar fills up. I want to distinguish between puzzle games and like little mobile puzzle games. Oh, I know what you know. I know what you mean. They're kind of almost arcade games, aren't they? The kind of the mobile ones. Welcome in, Maro Maro.
Hi, Maro. A little bit of Jennifer Coolidge in the chat.
Maybe I should just make one of those games, match 3 games. Seems like it's never a bad time to make one of those.
No, it really, if anything, it's just the best time. I mean, Spirit Swap looks really good. It's
I have seen that.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I feel like match 3 puzzle games in general. I used to always buy games as a kid because we'd always go to the second-hand shop and get games. And you'd always find this game with a really cool cover, and you'd get home and it'd be a match 3, and you'd be like, as a kid, you'd be like, oh no! It'd be really annoying. I remember the first game we got on the Nintendo DS was Zookeeper. And as a kid, I was really into like animals, and I played Dungeon Keeper, and I like played, the Tycoon games and everything. And it was just a match 3 with elephants. And I was just like, I think it was anyway. It had cute graphics though.
I mean, listen, you may or may not be interested in this idea, but after the garden path, what if we had a little garden match, or garden? I don't know. Anyway, and it would just be it'd be you would be matching different planty looking little icons, or I don't know. Maybe it's rocks and mushrooms, but
I think at my core,
but on the side.
At my core, I'm opposed to spin-offs. I don't know.
I know.
If I did it, I'd want to do it.
Imagine you could have the villagers, the residents, just cheering you on the side. It would be so great.
It writes itself.
Yeah, that just makes sense.
I think if I ever do make a game after the Garden Path, it's gonna be. I'm gonna. Actually, I think the first thing I'd like to no, I won't say that. If I do make a game after the Garden Path, it's gonna be like really off the walls. I think it's gonna be completely the opposite of the Garden Path, for my own sanity. But like, and
it's gonna be a Doom
hopefully
remake.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be like that. It'll still be. It would be on brand. But in my head, the Garden Path is the only game I'm ever gonna make, because I think if you start assuming anything, then you start getting disappointed. Duke Nukem Forever 2.
Come to you.
I have to let the game come to you.
Mm. Or the Duke Nukem come to you. You know, you never know. He might want some. He might want a garden.
Duke Nukem. Sure, he
Duke
needs to.
Nukem, radical gardening XXL or
He's probably
XD or.
He's probably all out of gum. How's this moss looking? Not too bad.
It's. Is this moss or would it be like algae from the water? Algae?
Is moss not like a type of algae?
Or is it like sea moss or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Help.
Duke Nukem Radical Garden XXL absolute Game of the Year contender.
Yeah, it's just Duke Nukem with his muscular arms, and he's going at it. He just needs to get these gardens. It's kind of like it'll be kind of like what's this game called? I even own it. Maybe do I own it? The game where you just like make people's houses, or you don't make people's houses, but you kind of redo houses and sell them.
Oh, okay. Is it like flipping?
House flipper.
Is it okay? It's got the word.
House flipper. It'll be like house flipper, but it's garden flipper, and you just go around, to different people's houses and gardens.
I think it would still have the gameplay of like Doom, of Duke Nukem, but it would just be like you relax and you're doing your gardening, but then any moment, just like all these zombies just are running. Like, hey, I'm trying to garden.
Oh yeah, Duke Nukem's he's retired. And he's ready to just
when he thought he was out,
just tinker with the garden, and bam, it's never over.
Never over. Poor Dookie. Writes itself. Moss is a plant, algae is algae. Huh, okay. Is this algae or moss? Would it be... Would it be...
You decide, Sparrow.
If it's in the water, it's probably algae, right?
That's what I was thinking. But I guess it's not technically in the water.
This is... Oh yeah, because it's... But it would... Yeah, I don't know. What's the stuff?
It would be like the water would wash over it, so there would be water on it.
Yeah, you have the stuff that like sits on top of the water, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the point. There's none of that in the game. I wonder if I should do some of that, like just like that on the water or something. Would that look cool or would that look bad? I don't know. It can look quite nice because aren't they like little I don't know. They're kind of from a distance it looks just like sludge, but sort of close up they're kind of like lots of little folded. Moss if it's damp but not submerged location. Like all the stuff in your reference photo.
Yeah, that's definitely
okay.
moss.
Oh, that's a point.
Yeah.
So this is all moss, yeah. I don't think if there's algae here.
I'm so sorry. Alex sent me a draft that I wasn't supposed to watch on stream, but I couldn't help myself because I am a child, and it's very fun.
Is it Garden Path related or is it different?
It is.
Oh, it is.
It is, but I won't say what it is for the surprise. I'm sorry, Alex. You can't just send me fun stuff and expect me not to click it.
Well, we know something good is on its way. Is that for TikTok? Am I allowed to?
Potentially.
Is what?
Potentially. It's confidential. I can't.
That's okay. I'll say no more. I'll say no more.
Anyway, it's up to Alex to share. It's not for me to say.
Might be some algae among the moss and the bits trailing in the water. I think I can feel the difference now in my bones. I feel like I'm on the same wavelength now.
Yeah.
I can feel
Tuned
the
into
difference
the
in algae
moss.
and moss.
Yeah.
It's not in the game yet, but you will eventually be able to sort of like on. You can't see my highlights really, but on like you can't see that either. But like on rocks like this, can't see that either. On rocks like this, you'll be able to like collect moss, and that will have its uses.
Scrape it off.
Scrape it off.
Become one with the algae.
Come on with the algae.
Algae? It's algae.
I don't know.
My brain reads it as al's a gay. They're gay.
Moss is slimy. I'm with you now. I'm with you now.
Yeah. So happy for Al. I know. It's been a long time coming, but finally comfortable with the. What a stream.
Been a good one. Not too sure what to do with this rock. I feel like maybe I should. But the driftwood's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's looking really good, especially the left part. The little the break. Oh, it's so nice.
The what?
The little break of the wood and the top
here?
of it. That's the one.
That's the one. Hopefully people will be
I
playing.
don't know. I don't know if it's like a brain thing, but sometimes some brush strokes are more rewarding than others.
I feel that. I'll tell you what I need to do actually. This is the fun bit. Where to make it look like water, you just put a little raised layer in at 50%, and then you can kind of like do that. Can you see that? Kind of works, doesn't it? It kind of works.
Genius.
And then maybe do another one at
easy.
60%. Oh, that's not got a raise on it. Like that. A bit less. Is it still driftwood? It's not. It's not driftwood. We've been saying it wrong, really, haven't we? It's more like I don't know.
Riverwood.
Riverwood. I guess maybe like a. Yeah, I don't know. It feels right though. I feel like wood could be in the. It's like something's fallen off maybe and landed in the. That happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like that occurs. There's pieces of wood in the river. I feel like this is probably going to be a lot bigger in the game than I've drawn it here. It's probably going to be like.
A nice little over the
like that or
over
something.
the river,
It's not gonna be a bridge, but
but it could be like a bridge for fairies,
maybe.
Could make you imaginative, I always like that.
Beaver cast-offs. My mate was telling me about beavers in the UK that apparently they were. I feel like Sparrow might know about this. That beavers were brought in illegally apparently, but they're like really benefiting the environment, so nobody's like investigating it or something. I could be wrong, but that's what I was told. I don't know, not an accident. I think it was something like an estate. An estate brought them in to help with flooding or something. I'm not sure. They smuggled them in. That could be complete nonsense though. I never actually. Usually when someone tells me something.
Smuggled beaver is my new username.
Usually when someone tells me something like this, I'll go online and I'll do a bit of digging. So someone was telling me the other day about, what was it? About a certain type of squirrel that had... This is just such an... Like, when someone's telling you something and it's just objectively not true. It's something like they were only in Lancashire or something. And it's this black squirrel that has a tail like a rat and crawls up the U-bend of your toilet. And it's like... it's just so demonstrably probably not true, but I don't know. Maybe there is.
Traumatizing.
When someone's telling you that, and you just have to be like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it was in the Daily Mail or something. I'm not sure. But
yes,
and I had to go home, and I was just googling it. There's just nothing coming up. Maybe I should let them know. because you do get these stories every so often of invasive species, don't you?
Yeah.
Because there was a big black squirrel scare. I don't know, like maybe
It's
I
like
remember when I maybe 2011, 10 years ago.
the Black Phillip of squirrels.
The black what?
The Black Phillip. You know the goat from The Witch.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, the devil essentially.
Oh, I see.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I've not seen that film.
Mm. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like a Louis film. Do you watch horror
Is it
movies?
the Vitch?
Yeah, The Witch.
I've been trying to get into. Actually, I've slowed down on this, but I've been trying to watch like because yeah, I'm really bad. Well, I used to be really bad with horror movies, but I'm trying to watch like horror. I went through a phase where I saw like Let the Right One In,
Yeah.
The Shining,
Like artsy.
Get Out, like these kind of like not, you know. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm, and I'd like to see more of them because I enjoyed them quite a lot.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm trying to get more into them or the scarier ones. But that's been the same for me. It's been like a gateway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's a super cool genre, but I just I don't I can't I can't cope with it. But I've got less of an active imagination than you know, I can
yeah, that's kind of the scary part of it.
I can watch like Zodiac or whatever the film, and then not go to bed and be like, that's not going to happen to me tonight. I can rationalize that. Whereas like maybe when I was like 8 or something, I would just like have sleepless nights. I was that kind of kid. Back to beavers. There were some deliberate introductions in Scotland. See how they managed flooding. Then an accidental illegal release in Devon. Oh, okay. Because I heard about, I thought it was deliberate, but because everyone who could be bothered saw how well things were going in Scotland, they left them alone. Ah, okay. And is it Nita Mella?
I think it's just Ella. Hi, Ella.
Just Ella.
Good to see you.
Yeah, sure.
At least that's what I'm going with.
That was a couple of years ago. The recent news is the Devon group have been properly legalised and protected now. Very cool. Yeah, I hope I'll see some beavers at some point in the UK. That'd be cool. I rate beavers. They seem all right.
Beavers are all right. a tweet from Louis. Just beavers, they're all right.
They're all right. I can confirm. I think they are anyway. I was reading a whole thing about how because a lot of people are suggesting rewilding wolves and things would help in certain areas, but essentially it was arguing that people getting a bit carried away with it, it might. I don't know. I think there's just not enough data at the moment because it's quite a romantic idea, isn't it, to have wolves back in the wild? But I think it's not always the case that it's the best thing.
I feel like Louis could capture the innate joy of beavers and capybaras. Yeah,
I could capture it.
We would love to see it be drawn. Where's the delayed Inktober, Louis?
I did draw a beaver. Can I get this up? I do some work in like this was a client piece. Let me see if I can find it.
Hidden beaver Easter egg in the garden path. Would love to see it. Just like one beaver in the entire map, and you have to find them.
I did it for a client, and then they were like, "Oh, they could fit right into the garden path," and they're not wrong. Can I remember? Here we go. But
both the boys are here.
Is that plural?
Yeah, we've got Albus sleeping behind the monitors, and now Snip is here too on my lap. So
the boys.
We're winning today. Oh, hi Bumblebee. Welcome in. Popping in to say hello, and also that beavers are such cool animals. It's cute to see their tails slap water when they swim. Yeah. Little cuties.
Sorry, just give me...
Little slappers. Slappy boys, slappy lads. I don't know.
Taking a screenshot of a video
Oh, nice.
for a beaver.
The beaver anticipation
Is
is
this gonna work?
it's high.
No, that's not.
I'm so glad you think so, Ella. And I think that, yeah, this is a today is a hit. We've got waterwood and beavers and cats. My cat also just jumped up on my lap. It's cat time. Yeah.
Is it? Can you see? There's a beaver that I drew.
Ooh. Aww. Oh, and
In
it's like in a, it's physical too, like it's
wearing the flannel. Yeah, this is I think they did a sticker of it.
Amazing. What a great guy.
Guys, hire me. I do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Please. I need money. I'm not joking. No.
Time to win big money.
Time to win money.
Rock and roll.
Oh, sorry. I did a thing with my laptop and now it keeps locking me out, so I keep having to type to get the chat up.
Oh no.
Oh, I've missed a lot. Trying to look for that beaver.
Oh, that's okay. I'll read up. I see. Well, what's the last message you have?
The capybara.
Oh, okay. Then it's not so bad, right? That was a few minutes ago.
No worries. Oh, did I do that on the player? Get really confused with my layers.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
This is relatable content right here.
Oh no! What have I done?
Jelly Bumblebee says, I once had to do a conservation project, though, where you paint trees with stuff that makes it taste gross to beavers so that they don't chew on wood from endangered tree species. That's pretty smart, to be honest.
Oh, right. I wonder what it tastes like. That's the that's the obvious question.
Probably the worst. Yeah.
I'm imagining it tastes like. Sorry, have you ever had that stuff that you put on your nails to stop biting it?
Oh no, I think I just paint my nails and then I stop.
That works too.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that doesn't taste like right either. But it's not like specifically for that. Does it taste kind of like alcohol-y or like
a little bit? It's sort of really, really bitter. It kind of, there's nothing else quite like it. Yeah, can't describe it. It probably is a bit like having sipping pure isopropyl alcohol. I think would be like rubbing alcohol, but not in a good way. Not in the way that vodka on a cold night.
Right. I mean,
although nobody, please do not drink pure rubbing alcohol, people.
No.
Or anything above the proof of I don't know what. Above the proof of what anyway. Don't drink alcohol generally. Probably should be the advice. I'll keep it to that. They wrap chicken wire fence around tree trunks to keep them from chewing down certain trees. The beavers only use the trees to gnaw down the teeth. Oh right, that's quite clever. Beavers are cool, man. They do. Yeah. They you can use them, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier when you said they kept them because they were good for the environment. I was thinking they're kind of like beneficial bugs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like when you get like ladybugs to eradicate your spider mites or whatever it is.
I was just watching a video about fish that eat the eggs of mosquitoes, and they propagate these fish in places where mosquitoes are a problem, which can be life-saving in a lot of cases. Cool. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Apparently, they've got statues of these fish in certain places. That based.
That based. They're for real.
They're for real. They're real ones.
They're goats. Oh yeah, I imagine there's a lot of that kind of or those kinds of animals in the Pacific Northwest. Sparrow says maybe taste like Switch cartridges. I personally have never given into the. Actually, I've never felt tempted, but
Wait, is that a joke or is that a thing?
I mean, there was a trend of people licking Switch cartridges.
Okay. I must have missed that one.
Close to the Tide Pod challenge.
Oh, okay. Sounds a lot less dangerous though.
Yeah.
Although, probably also quite dangerous.
Not sure, how does it ruin the cartridge?
I suspect. Yeah, I wouldn't. If you're licking it so much that it's moist as you put it into the Nintendo Switch, I suspect that's probably not ideal. Would be my guess. Yeah, don't eat Nintendo Switch cartridges, guys, at home. I don't know how responsible we have to be on this stream.
Mm-hmm.
Let folks know. We should all sit in a circle and make at least one.
The shock, the sheer fear. I mean,
wait, what? I think there used to be something to make them taste bad. Oh, I think I did hear that they added something. Is that right? Because they were so small. It's tempting to try it now, isn't it? Guys, if we all do it at once, it won't be weird.
Are we licking the same cartridge? I feel like it's not very,
Guys, it's losing its flavour. I'm not getting as much of a hit.
I mean, Switch games are very expensive.
Yeah, true. I mean, we used to blow on cartridges as kids, that was the... I feel like it sometimes worked. I'll use my Animal Crossing cartridge.
Oh no.
Nobody lick their cartridges, please. Please. Here you go. What else tastes rank? It's gonna be something, right?
Yeah, you're definitely something out there.
I think of food I don't like. There's not much actually. Blue cheese. I used to hate blue cheese as a kid, but I'm really into it now. What's the thing in Australia? They say tastes bad starts with a V. I'm not sure about that. Starts with a V. Were we talking about surströmming in the last video? Vegemite. Oh, we call it Marmite in the UK. Oh, that tastes amazing. Right. I think the problem, the thing is that I think people try it and they think that you're meant to eat a spoonful of it when really you gotta. It's almost 50-50 with butter and Marmite, really. You kind of want to mix it in with the butter, or at least, or a layer of some cheese. You kind of want to temper it with something fatty.
Yeah.
But people always spread it on too thick. Yeah, it's a spread. Have you ever had that?
I have never tried it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it tastes like at all.
Have you ever been to a brewery? Or
no,
that's a I mean, it could be a good example. Instant packet
it's
yeast.
Like yeasty.
Yeah, it's very yeasty and very salty, but very kind of but cloyingly so. It's kind of it's a lot. It's too much. Even just smelling it is it's too strong. But It's not the same thing. I think they are different. I think they are similar though. I think I'm pretty sure. I think they're both yeast extract, right? I'm sure they have their differences.
Has anyone been watching? There's a TikTok series called Roll for Sandwich.
I've not seen that.
So it's like it's a guy that has a whole, a few sheets for all the different parts of the sandwich, and he'll roll a dice for bread, and it'll land on whatever it lands on, whichever number
Okay.
is whichever bread on the list, and then it keeps going with all the other parts of the sandwich, like the spread and the sauce or the greens, and it's sometimes it works out better than other times.
Is it like a series? Does he do the whole sandwich in one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like one, it's one
I thought it was like a monthly reveal. I could be like, what's going to be the bread, guys? Whoa. Pumpernickel.
This is the TikTok account if anyone wants to check it out.
Adventures. Maybe I have subtly different taste. I prefer Marmite. Maybe I need to. I don't know if they've got Vegemite in my supermarket. There used to be. I went on the YouTube channel. There used to be a YouTube channel where a guy would just upload a video that was exactly something like 2 minutes and 43 seconds of something balancing. He would just look into the camera and balance it on his head. And I think he's not doing it anymore. I think he stopped years ago. It's just one of those things that you forget about. And you're like, oh, is he still putting things on his head? It's like, when they say like, one day you and your friends stopped playing for the last time and you didn't even know it. It's like,
oh,
when's the last time he's gonna roll for bread?
God, Louis.
When's the last time?
You don't have to ruin my life today. Anyway.
That kind of thing. You think they'll go on forever, but...
The worst tasting thing that I think I've tried that comes to mind was when I was served frost-burned food because it wasn't properly stored. Yeah, that sucks. And sometimes I feel like that just sometimes happens in general, like even if you did store it, or if like sometimes it's frost-burned from the store when you buy something, and it's just a bummer.
Or do you ever leave something in the fridge for too long and it kind of starts tasting like fridge? That's a very specific taste. I don't know why.
I'm very anxious about leaving things or like leftovers for too long. So.
Oh, okay. Did we not even like I don't know, like sometimes I forget to wrap the butter up and it just has a bit of a fridgy taste. That's pretty grim.
What does fridge taste like?
I don't know, but it's the same no matter the fridge. It's always the same. There's definitely a taste of fridges. But yes, you should. Okay. Again, responsible stream. Make sure you store things in airtight containers, people.
Yeah. If you're not already doing it, when you have like an airtight container, make sure you press down on the middle of the lid, not just on the sides, but like on the middle, because that really do not lift your fridge.
Yeah, please don't. It's a responsible stream. I'm glad someone agrees. I'm glad you agree, Austin. Too late. Okay, I'm gonna call out something. It's gonna be like that frog thing. I'm guessing it's called frostburnt because the reason it's like that is because it's dried out in a similar way to when something is burnt. The reason it's burnt is because it's so dry. Maybe from the fire.
Right.
Is that ultimately what a burnt thing is? Just something that's really dry?
I don't know.
Anyway,
sorry,
I'm calling it.
In my mouth.
And so they're both burnt. Because I feel like if you dry something for long enough, it goes brittle and like it had been burnt by a fire. I think that's right.
Science.
Science. Yeah, I think that makes sense. But yeah, frostburn's no good.
No.
Not a friend of them on this stream. No one told me we were wearing a flannel today. I have to change. Yeah, even that
Yeah.
beaver was wearing a flannel.
Yeah. Louis and I somehow have like we don't discuss outfits before stream, but sometimes it's just we just brain connection, you know.
I do
Just
worry that people have seen all of my 5 shirts. Because actually, sometimes I go through. I'm like, I don't know what to wear on the stream today, and I'll go through the VODs and just and I can see in the thumbnail.
Make sure you don't wear the same shirt.
Yeah, I'll see if it's
know,
been a good sort
times.
of 5 weeks. If I do have more than 5 shirts, to be fair, that was
Yeah.
but it's not many more than that. But how many do you need?
Don't worry.
How many do
There
you
are
need?
no VODs.
Are there not?
I guess on Twitch, but on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. Then you start wearing your shirts inside out. They're clean shirts. Or wait, the pattern would be the same. It would just look ridiculous.
What if you have a reversible flannel with a different pattern on the inside?
How would the collar work? How would the buttons work?
Don't worry about it.
I don't think it would. You'd have to have. Oh, could you have buttons on?
What if the collar was not flannel? What if the collar was like one color?
You could have You could have a grandpa style shirt.
Exactly.
And then every button has another button buttoned onto the back of the button.
There are buttons on the button.
If you flipped it, I actually haven't turned on my light. Yeah, and the only thing is that you'd have to, because women's shirts and men's shirts are buttoned opposite ways, aren't they? So it'd have to be, it'd be the opposite each day. But yeah, and then I have no idea why you would do that though, because you could just have a different shirt. I guess it would take up less space. It would take less. It would take up less space.
That's true. If you lived on a van, or in a van, not on it, if you lived in a van, it would be very
yeah, that would work.
Space.
Maybe
efficient.
they have that. I reckon they have it. It's buttons all the way down.
I'm gonna
It always was.
Wait, what is it?
I don't even know.
A reversible
shirt.
Reversible flannel seems like such a band name, like, but it's not. Okay. Right. Huh.
I don't sound too sure.
No.
No, the technology isn't there yet, you see.
I mean, they exist. I was just trying to find, something that shows you like both sides.
Okay.
Oh, wait, here's one, but it's more like a jacket, this red and cream one.
Ooh.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around how the collar works.
I think that you wouldn't want it. Here it is. You wouldn't want it with a jacket though, would you? Because I feel like the outside of the jacket gets a bit. I guess it depends what you've been doing.
I guess you'd have to clean it.
Yeah.
Before you have to you have to be you have to be very sure of your choice.
Yeah. No turning back. And then this. See, this is. You can see how. You can see the button here.
Yeah.
But you can also see.
It's just.
You can also see that there's a button. Yeah. So we've got buttons.
And you can see the
both
back
sides.
of the pocket. I think.
See my annotations. Yeah. Button, both sides, and you can see what?
Oh, the pockets.
Oh yeah. So you'd have to have pockets on both.
This is troubling.
And the collar you'd have to have a very unstructured collar. It would need to be, I think anyway. Yeah. I feel like if I just turn my shirt inside out, the collar would naturally want to, which you can see here, it's clear, it's like, so I'm going off a bit on this.
Doesn't want to do anything.
Good for saving space maybe.
But at what cost?
At what cost?
I just love that this is troubling about a flannel. Deeply worrying. I'm trying to think of other Oh, sorry, just like looping back to a previous conversation. I'm trying to think of other horror movies that might be good for you that aren't
Yeah.
absolutely graphic.
Well, the reason I mentioned it is because I've heard Midsommar has like one gnarly scene, but it's not like. But then I've heard mixed things about Midsommar, so some people don't really like it, so maybe it's not.
It seems like everybody that's watched Ari Aster's movies are either
Big fans.
you're either a Midsummer girly or you're a Hereditary girly, and there's no in between. I personally like both of them, but
okay. Why is the Vivitch, is that big spooky?
the Vitch has a little bit of gnarliness in it.
Yeah.
I remember. Maybe Alex will know better than me. 'Cause I don't really remember. I watched it like at least a year ago. I feel like most of it's pretty like medieval vibes, farm, goats, and then there are a few, Ever seen the movie Troll 2?
Is that the one where the guy is like, they're eating her and then they're going to eat me? Is that one? I'm going to search it. I'll play the audio if it is.
It's 1990s comedy horror film.
Oh no, Fern won't be able to hear it.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just wait where the trailer.
It is Troll 2.
On YouTube.
This is the only bit I've seen. I'll play the clip. Oh, here we go. Can you hear this?
Oh, that's.
Oh, hang on. Let me actually cut to the guy.
They're eating her, and then they're going to eat me. Oh my god!
There we go. I hope you all heard that. I'll send the link to. That's Troll 2.
Oh, that's where it's from. Okay.
That is a classic. That's the only bit I've seen.
Yeah. The one good thing about horror movies being too scary is that like at one point they get so old that like it's just kind of funny. So even if it was meant to be scary or like disgusting, like it just,
Do you think it's a bit like what I was saying earlier? Do you think we'll hit Max Spook, and then like how could it get scarier than it is now? How could we do it? maybe it's all it's all VR, metaverse stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I feel like at
NFTs.
that point the thing to move into is like psychological terror. And,
yeah. Your NFT is no longer worth. Oh.
Your NFT was posted somewhere else.
Your art has been stolen. No. Oh my god. Yeah.
You bought a social media platform without thinking, and now you're living the repercussions of it.
Yeah, you were trying to manipulate the market and it backfired.
Yeah, now your stocks roll down.
No.
Oh wait, that's a real life nightmare for someone. You'd love to see it, the irony of life. It's just.
We'll see how it goes.
What a ride. Yeah. I saw something about how in the contract, because obviously all these Twitter workers were fired, but in the contract it said that they, even after he bought it, they still had the rights that they would have had before if they got fired. So they get, like 2 months, I don't even know what it's called, but anyway, they get a lot of benefits that I don't think he calculated into the equation. So they still have like plenty of rights to.
I mean, as much as I don't think he wants them to suffer as much as I don't like. But you're saying that's going to cost him. Is that what you mean? As opposed
exactly,
to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see. I thought you were saying he was like, oh darn.
Yeah. No. I just mean that
okay.
I don't know if he's dropped them to save on the money or whatever, but it's I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff circulating. I mean, even it's hard to figure out how many people he's actually fired, because there was a number going around, but I think that was speculative, and so I'm trying to work my way through it. But yeah, it's he's made some. I think, given the temperature of the situation, I don't think he's. I think he's made some odd decisions, but we'll see. We'll see.
I just feel like it's as if somebody had given me the reins, and I would have been like, I don't know. I'm like, this is how I spend my money, but I have not as much money, so it's not as big of a deal. And by that I just mean irresponsibly, not buying platforms and everything.
Well, my understanding is that he was trying to game the stock market by making it look like he really was going to buy it, and then he unfortunately really kind of did.
Yeah. He just accidentally signed it.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe he thought he could sign it, and then there was some like legal loophole or something. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he actually wanted it.
No.
Yeah, I was saying maybe I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how things are going to look in the next. I doubt Twitter's going to just like, vanish in the next month or so. But we'll judge temperature. I mean, because we could.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, would the Garden Path page even need to move? I don't know. I think people will still follow it there, but maybe it'd be good to have it elsewhere.
The Garden Path Tumblr, I'm just saying.
We do pretty well. Yeah, well, maybe. We do pretty well.
I feel like Tumblr has a good opportunity for like little gift sets and like little showcases of like art and stuff.
Tumblr is kind of the I've always thought it's kind of like the ideal social network. Like, I think just having somewhere where it's just like the person's avatar and then just something they've posted, and that thing can be 1,000 words, it can be a video, it can be... I'm surprised. Maybe that's to its own fault though, I don't know, because it seems like Twitter and TikTok, they have such a narrow kind of what does well.
Yeah.
And maybe if you allow everything, then something... Because usually with these things, something just rises to the top, doesn't it? And people figure out, it's never worth just posting, I don't know, a certain form of content, because something else will just be engaged with so much more. So I don't know, but I like the idea of Tumblr.
Yeah. At least it's like it's a good. I just think that coming back to it, I'm seeing like how high quality you can make the GIFs on there versus Twitter, obviously, which is a little bit like limited. So you just see these extremely crisp GIFs, and I'm just like, wow.
I think GIFs are a funny one because GIFs don't really exist anymore. Everyone calls them GIFs, but I think they're MP4s, aren't they? It's all a bit of a bait and switch, like in the last 5 years or so. That's why GIFs suddenly look so good all of a sudden. So I don't know if that's what Tumblr's doing. Because old school
I'm not
GIFs.
sure. I feel like it's always been like that.
Okay.
It's always been pretty
Well,
good on
there
that.
did used to be a real art form
sizes.
to really nice looking old school GIFs, which it could still be.
For sure.
Could still be what it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
but it's less of a necessity now. Yeah, if you right click on it, if you can save it as a GIF, then it's still an old school GIF, I think. But if it says save video or something, then it's a WebM or something.
the elusive WebM.
The elusive WebM.
Let me see.
Glitch Sock Fork of Mastodon has 5,000 character limit posts. That seems too much. But I don't know, sometimes I think that's the trouble. Sometimes you want to type a lot, and Twitter, I mean, those threads, sometimes people do those threads with like 300, and you just can't, it's difficult to follow. But I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be good for engagement.
Ooh, Bumblebee coming out as
are you a professional GIF
Tumblr
maker?
expert. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, because I mean, I was on Tumblr since I was like 13, and I feel like even back then the GIFs were really pretty.
There definitely
and then there was
I
like a
think
culture shock
you're
going
right.
away from Tumblr.
There definitely was a culture of good GIFs on time. I don't know why. I think you're right, but I think it kind of wouldn't make sense to do it the old way, just because, and GIFs are huge as well if you use traditional GIFs. They're like 30 megabytes, whereas MP4s are just so much smaller.
It is a WebP file.
There you go, yeah. It's
My
a lie.
reality
I told you.
is shattered.
Yeah. Not that it matters, I mean, it's a better technology, but everyone kind of calls them GIFs, but they are just little videos now.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of like...
Without play buttons, yeah.
literally setting up my old Tumblr right now. Yeah, I also did that. um, my old Tumblr has a whooping 170 followers, and I was very proud of that back in the day. Even though Tumblr's never been like, I don't think you could ever see how many people follow you,
Oh, really?
or as in, well, you can see it, but other people can't see how many followers you have.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Oh, interesting.
Although obviously you can see how many notes a post you've made has.
Yeah.
But yeah.
2,000 is a sane limit. I'm just thinking all the essays I used to write at school. I remember thinking 1,000 was like a good page. And that used to be what I handed in. I can't imagine scrolling through my timeline and seeing 2,000 words. I can't remember how it works on Mastodon though. If there's like a see more thing, I know you can do that thing where it's like a content warning thing, but you can use it for all kinds of things, can't you? And I can see people doing like wall of text or something, and then you click it in. All GIF makers still save in .gif format, but Tumblr does compress them into GIF-V and MP4 now, which upsets GIF makers more than it makes them happy. We like the original GIF because they are pretty big files, but they contain quality that gets loaded. Yeah, that's true, because there is... characters, not words. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. That is true. GIFs have a look to them, don't they? The MP4s, like the way GIFs compress, you get that kind of...
The grain.
Yeah, you get the grain, yeah.
The grain authenticity.
Whereas MP4s, you get that horrible kind of... you get those kind of squares, don't you? Those kind of blurry squares. Yeah, GIF grain.
GIF grain.
Vintage GIF grain. Yeah.
That would be a Tumblr blog. GIF grain.
It could well be.
Sucks for everyone joining Tumblr now for the first time. Though it's been around for so long that it's really hard to get a good name.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's not that hard. You just have to be a bit creative about it. But I just mean, I was really lucky to get my name on my new account.
What were you able to get? Burn Waves?
Oh, just like my Twitter handle.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Which, and I have a few other alts.
The game's devlog was originally on Tumblr, actually, when I first started the game.
Ooh.
But I think that lasted like about 2 posts. And then I briefly moved to Medium, which was like the hot thing for about...
yeah.
Medium kind of died a death, didn't it? Everyone's on Substack now, which I'm not going to move to Substack, but Substack is a much better reading experience. Glitch sock auto folds long post too. Okay. And when they show up on regular Mastodon, you get 500 characters per shim. For anyone who's not sure, like, because there's a lot of confusion about how Mastodon works, I think and I feel like it frustrates me because people don't say this, but it's a lot like email. So in the sense that you can email anyone with a different @whatever.com, but the fact it's an email doesn't change, if that makes sense. I feel like that's the easiest way to describe it. And I don't think it's really anymore, unless you're setting up your own, but very few people host their own emails these days either, so unless you're setting up your own instance, you don't really need to worry about that. Also, Tumblr users are currently trying to get Twitter users not to move off the platform, but it's because we really don't like influencers or whatever in the Tumblr ecosystem. Okay, everyone is worried. We'll return and influence Tumblr stuff, make changes and promote. Was Tumblr bought out? Is that right? Were they bought out?
Yeah, and then it was...
Who is it? Amazon that owns them? No. Maybe?
No.
Mm.
Wasn't Yahoo involved in something?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I think that was it, right? And then they were made family friendly.
It is, it's
and
Yahoo.
You couldn't post anything.
Oh no, wait.
Adults.
Oh no, Yahoo have sold it. But maybe they've sold
maybe
it.
Maybe that's why it's back to its now nudity friendly situation.
Oh, it's owned by WordPress now.
Oh,
interesting. But that was 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, now I've come back. There's like all of this, like there's like a subscription, like a $5 a month, like ad free subscription and stuff, and I'm like, oh, ads on Tumblr. And they're selling shoelaces as merch, which is really funny. I don't know. Anyway, B is right though. It's I feel like that'll literally just be the worst if influencers come in and go nuts, like treat it like Instagram, because Tumblr's just about, it's just for reblogging pretty pictures and fun memes and little text.
It does have a
shit posts.
Yeah, it definitely has a style, doesn't it, Tumblr?
Yeah, and it's like earlier, like I like that you can't see people's following, like it's good. It definitely has its own, its own thing. And now I'm back to it. I'm like, oh my god, am I doing anything wrong? Am I being cringe?
Yeah, it's a bunch of millennials coming back being cringe.
Am I a Tumblr elder and I don't know what's hip anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it might just. I suspect it's getting a big whoosh of new interest, but it may or may not sustain. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I feel like it's not gonna stick.
But more options is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So I hope for its success.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think being owned by WordPress seems like I don't know. Well, not WordPress, but WordPress's parent company.
Yeah. Seems like not the worst.
Seems like, yeah, not the worst. Yeah.
It's also just nice to make friends with random mutuals who have your shared interests. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I don't know, how do you even describe it? Because it's definitely a very specific feeling, Tumblr. Because it feels it can feel a little bit anonymous and just kind of, I don't know. It has a very special thing going on, or it's always had that.
I think the thing I miss most, like when I did try TikTok, is I guess what I really like reading is discussions, of which I don't think TikTok facilitates basically at all. I think you can have, you can do video responses, which I don't know if anyone remembers that was like a thing on YouTube like 10 years ago, and it's kind of cool that that's like sort of come back as a. But then I think if you do see something, you're not necessarily going to see the response, are you? And I don't know. I think when you tend to see video responses, it tended to be someone complaining about someone's video who you hadn't seen, like you weren't delivered the video anyway. And now you're seeing the discussion about this thing which you hadn't seen in the first place. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like maybe you could, if you manage to tailor it a bit more to discussions, like then maybe those communities in the comments would be more likely to have discussions there.
I don't know how much the comments really. To be fair, I haven't even been reading the comments. I don't know if there's people in there like having.
No, because you can.
Yeah, maybe I'll look next time.
Yeah.
That's what Mastodon has been like me for. Has been not for me. Has been like for the last 6 months between Twitter announcement and searches. It is. It's really nice being on Mastodon, knowing that I feel like when you're on Instagram and Twitter, you feel like every mouse movement and tap is being fed into some kind of thing that's going to make some decision for you. It's really nice on Mastodon that you can just like go through and just like things that you like, and it doesn't matter at all except for the fact that you're just improving the other person's day, if you know what I mean. Whereas on Twitter, it may or may not broadcast the fact that you liked it to other people. It's going to influence your discovery thing. And it's just like, and there's just this whole weight to it. That's what I really like about Mastodon. I get boosts are pretty similar to retweeting. I'm sure there's no algorithm again attached, but particularly just being able to like things. Such a breath of fresh air. Yeah, random mutuals. It does feel, yeah. With Twitter, it's sort of like such a big sea, isn't it? Whereas I think inevitably, if you go somewhere that has a smaller and more focused community, you're going to find more like-minded people.
Yeah, for sure. I think also because Tumblr has more of like a fandom focus, so you really see people's interests because everything they're into, and then you can really like visually see it. I mean, not that Twitter doesn't, you obviously can post pictures and stuff, or retweet, but
no, there's definitely a feeling to it. It's confusing on Tumblr the fact that there's a like button because it doesn't really do anything for sharing posts around reblogs. The real way that things are shared on the platform, but on Instagram and Twitter, liking is the way to do anything.
I always used likes on Tumblr as kind of like a bookmark. Like if there was something like a movie or something that I wanted to look up later, or or if I really liked something. And I noticed when I came back now, I was just liking things and I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It's like my brain was trained for it. But yeah. I mean, it seemed like now Tumblr is trying to do more algorithmical stuff and everybody's pushing back against it, obviously. But I think maybe the likes now, there's this like, see what other people are liking that you're have your feed be influenced by things that similar people like or something like that. Obviously, I'm sure if you turn your likes off or if you hide your likes, which I have done because that's the way it was, right?
And that is the downside to Mastodon at the moment, is that there's basically no discovering anything is quite difficult. So there is definitely still a benefit to something figuring it out for you.
Is Mastodon a bit like Reddit, where like you have different boards kind of?
It's functionally identical to Twitter.
Right. Okay.
But
so you're not just stuck in one topic or one.
Well, it's the idea is you have most servers are general purpose, but like I'm on art, which just sort of encourages artists to sign up. But you kind of have just one home and you can post anything you want. But you're kind of, by being on art, I'm sort of saying I'm an artist and I'm more likely to see artists because you have your local timeline, which is everybody on that server, but then you also have your federated timeline, which is everything anyone's posting on any server that the server's following, and the person who runs the server decides. So I'm just on my federated now, and it's like pinging. It's like a Twitch chat, there's just stuff going off, rapid fire. So there's I think Mastodon Art is connected to basically most other approved anyway instances. But there's a lot of multi-purpose instances like Mastodon.social, which I think is really struggling at the moment because unfortunately I think that's just how people think of like Twitter is. I just need to sign up somewhere and get an account. They don't sort of think, who am I hosting? Who's hosting my account? If you know what I mean. It's interesting.
Yeah. How's back with chocolate hobnobs. Sorry, I just had to look up what chocolate hobnobs are, and they don't feel hobnobby.
Chocolate hobnobs are an S-tier biscuit. They are
I just
absolutely.
feel like hobnobs sound like they would be like more round, like vertically as well.
Vertically?
Well, when you say hobnob, I think it's, why? I think it's because I'm thinking of a food in Ooblets.
Okay. When did Mastodon come out? I think it was. I remember signing up when it had just come out. I think it was 2017, but Sparrow might be right. It might have been before that. So sorry, what are you imagining as a hobnob?
Something that's like more round. Oh,
they are round.
Hopdob is
Hopdob.
Hopdob is a carrot in a bun. In Ooblets, which is like a hot dog but carrot.
Oh, so you're what? You're imagining it like a carrot in a.
Wait, hold on. I'm not imagining it like that. I just felt like it would be a little bit more like rounded, like a hobnob feels like it'll be round. Anyway, here's a screenshot of the hopdob and the hopdob, which is like a spicy
Here we go. It's like a carrot. It's a carrot in a bun, and then this is.
Mm.
Oh, I see. And this is like maybe it's like a chili pepper in a bun. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My money's on
It's hop,
this
hop,
one
hop.
being better. I don't know. I feel like the other one would be a bit chewy.
Yeah.
September 2017. Oh, nice. But I didn't sign up. I did migrate at some point in 2018 to Mastodon.art. I was on this weird server when I started. But it was .cafe, which I thought was really cool.
Mm.
I think we're coming to an end, folks. But thanks so much for
Oh boy.
joining us. It's been a
Hop,
doozy.
hop, hop, dub.
Yeah, I've got a hobnob to eat. So wait, I just want to clear this
Yeah.
up. You thought a hobnob would be round, not
Yeah,
mean
I just
like-
felt like it would be like
like
more
a
like
donut?
a little, not like a donut, but you know, more like a little ball. Like, you know, it's obviously it's round because it's a round
Yeah,
cookie,
yeah.
but like
Oh,
I
but you
feel like
thought-
it would be like more like vertically round as well, so it'd be like a sphere.
yeah, like a donut. I mean, like
Yeah.
like a British, like a I don't know what you call that kind of donut without the hole in it.
But like small.
Yeah. I don't think it's something similar.
I don't know, like a. Anyway, this has been wild. I know the hobnobs are
Anyway,
really.
yeah. Enjoy your. I think we did well with the driftwood. We did well with the mossy rocks. I'll need to come back
Oh,
to them.
I
but-
felt like the mossy rocks just like they just do something to my brain, you know. Really good.
You do. You want to
Good stuff.
You want to lay in them, even though it'd probably be disgusting.
Yeah.
Something like that. Cool. I'll do the usual. I'll say wishlist the game on Steam. Nightbot did just send the link out. That gives us a little boost and lets us know what people are interested in. And we're at From Carrot Cake on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And actually, I reserved, although I'm sure it wasn't contested, that we would be at From Carrot Cake on YouTube when they roll out that new system. So
Oh, you got to reserve, huh?
that will change when the time comes. So I'll need to remember that. But I just
Nice.
remembered. And the last one is Discord. So do we have a Nightbot for that? Do we?
We do. We just don't have one for Instagram, which is what I was looking up.
Yeah, we classically don't have one
I
for
should
Instagram.
probably.
We are at From Carrot Cake on
Yeah.
Instagram if you're on Instagram. Discord, we do weekly questions, weekly discussions. People post pictures of their baked bread, pets,
Mm.
and of course I post updates about the game. We were
Music
saying earlier, there's some eclectic music recommendations happening every week. And I feel like it's the kind of server. It's not like maybe one day it'll get more popular, but it's in a good place right now where you don't have to mute it. I'm sure a lot of people do, but I feel like there's not like a notification every 10 minutes. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
we
steady.
have like a weekly community question.
Yeah, it's a good steady good steady content stream. So give it a look, because I find Discord servers sometimes can be a bit hard to dive into, but I think we've got a good thing going.
Wow, just like out of the garden path, you got a good thing going.
Good thing going.
Um,
Cool.
yeah.
Next stream then will be on the. I'm
Ooh.
assuming Fern will be around. I think I'll be around.
Hopefully, yeah, the 22nd.
22nd. Same
Yeah.
time, same place. I don't know what we'll be doing, but I'll check. Let me check the.
It's a surprise.
It will probably be a surprise. I'm sure it'll be something a bit more request based. Because I realized this week I was like, oh, people can't be like, oh, do one of them particularly broken bits of driftwood or something. I don't know.
I mean, it works.
Who knows? But we'll tweet about that and let you guys know. But thanks so much for joining us. It's been a good one, and I hope
Yeah.
everyone's had a good time.
Good chats.
And you have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be. But until next time, take care, everybody, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.